Ayo, back with another video. I hope the audio is not clipping because I've decided to come out here with all of this energy so I can get you to subscribe to my channel. Let me tone it down. Today, we're checking out a video by a lady of Promise Makunyane who says that she will never leave her marriage because of a cheating husband. So interesting.
I want you to explain it fully because perhaps people look at cheating as just my husband stepped out and has a slay queen side chick and it's all over the internet. But it can be different. People make mistakes in marriages and relationships.
Yeah.
And kuyenzeka ukuthi zilungiswe ekhaya. Within the home, we fix it internally without involving other people. Sometimes maybe involve parents.
Yeah.
Everybody talks, everybody calms down, and we move on. Because what we've put in versus what we're going to lose by ending this is so much more.
Yeah.
Why do you believe that cheating is not a deal breaker?
First of all, shout out to Lungelo KM over there for that wonderful question. As far as I know, the brother is not a married man himself, and it's quite interesting to hear a brother, first of all, he's male, raising such a very important question, a question that is outside of his lived sort of experience. He's asked the question and he's sort of given some context to how things actually are in real life. And by the way, I know him. He's my brother. I got him as probably the third guest when I started the Illegal podcast. But now it's time to listen to it's time to listen to Promise Makunyane on why she would not leave because of cheating.
For me, cheating honestly is not a deal breaker, and maybe I need to say because, and I think maybe I offend people that are married to serial cheaters. I think it's a different thing.
It's a different ballgame.
I think so, and maybe I need to say that as well, that I think maybe people are mad because there are people that deal with serial cheaters, of which I cannot deal with a serial cheater.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so there's an exception. If the man was cheating repetitively, and by the way, she is a married woman. She's married to a businessman. She's got her own podcast. She's quite big on TikTok. And she's had an altercation with Owami regarding words like this, her criticism. Owami is somebody who's absolutely crushing cheaters, what she calls bomachizo. And for another woman to come in and counterbalance the scale and say, yo, man, give a cheating man some credit. It has caused some tension between them. That's not the source of the tension itself, but it's been the controversy on top of several other things where they have issues themselves personally. Let's continue listening.
Yeah. But I can deal with my husband who once cheated and then I forgave him.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm coming from with the whole cheating thing. But if you're going to now be a serial cheater and be taking a slay queens, whatever, and changing our dynamic, which is provision, protection, assurance, you coming home on time and all those things. For me, if the foundation and our values are not shaken, I do not really see why the other stuff should shake me.
So if the electricity is still on, if the kids are still going to school, if the man is able to come home and deliver some action in his marital bed as well, while he's, from time to time delivering some hip action elsewhere, this lady doesn't have a problem. If the car is paid, if the petrol tank is on the other side of the half towards the fullness, she's fulfilled. Or maybe I'm interpreting her wrong.
That's just that. But then, like I said, serial cheaters, it's a whole different ballgame.
Are you not allowing, though, a room for the serial cheating to start happening by saying that you can forgive that mistake?
Yeah.
Like a gateway drug. If you start smoking weed, is it possible that you may end up smoking other drugs? That's my way of asking the question. The brother has put in his way and I love it too.
Look. You are old, my husband is old.
Sure.
Whether I say it or not.
I hear you.
If he wants to cheat, he will cheat.
Yeah.
That's just my take out of this. Yeah. And I've been saying, whether I come here on your podcast and I say it with my mouth that, oh, my husband, if he cheats, I will not leave. Whether I say it or I don't say it, wherever he is, if he wants to cheat, he will cheat. Like, stop wanting to put what a person could do on you, on what you could potentially say. And then that would limit me not to say what I really want to say in a way that I want to say it, because I'm afraid, if I say what I truly believe, then he'll go and cheat.
Sure.
He will go and cheat if he wants to cheat.
That means the fundamentals of the marriage weren't there. They weren't true in the first place.
They weren't
because
true.
just you saying it mustn't be a thing that invokes
That
him
invokes
to
him to cheat.
Because cheating is such a big thing. You can't be invoked by a person.
By a person who went to a podcast and said, if my husband cheats, I wouldn't.
Well, shout out to Lungelo for trying to keep this lady comfortable despite her controversial statement. You know, you can see he's trying to go and fetch the reasoning that she's given by saying he can't cheat because of what I say on a podcast. That is sort of like a nonsensical statement. It's one that she could grasp at, I guess, in that moment in time to sort of justify what she's saying. It's a pretty dangerous statement to make. I myself, being a married man, if my wife was to say statements like that, bruh, I would walk around out here feeling like I have a gate pass. You know, I feel like I have insurance against a marriage breaking up from cheating. You understand? So she's clearly uncomfortable, the lady. I don't know if she's really living this life, if she's really a content woman to that extent, or if she made these statements because she's trying to get some attention and some clout. She's trying to go on podcasts with a very outrageous headline saying, this is the woman who won't leave her husband if he cheats. Because if that is truly, truly so, and if she's open enough to share her life like this, I think you have to be willing to go all the way. I understand people and I respect her truth and how she has decided to handle things in her marriage. But now that you've brought this statement to the public, right, you shouldn't come half-hearted. If you're going to be a married woman who says that I won't walk away from cheating, and that's totally understandable. That's totally understandable as well. If you're going to say it, give it a bit more meat and justification so that people understand why. Don't lean on, no, it's not like if I say it or don't say it on a podcast, he's gonna do it because I said it or I didn't say it. Give us a bit more justification, unless this is just your clout seeking. You're just making very contrarian, polarizing statements that women will obviously find painful and hurtful because they're going through a lot. Some people's marriages have been broken because of cheating. They've decided that it's something that they're not going to handle. If you're going to come out here and say that that is not an issue for you, you'd better educate us properly rather than giving these flimsinyana reasons. But hey, Lungelo KM, I love you, man. You have to be gentle to your guests and not press them into a corner, but she's not giving enough. Really, she's not.
Like, are you kidding me? If you are in marriage, you'll know all these things.
Yeah.
But I've realized that also people that are making noise outside, they're people that are not married.
Sure.
There are people that are not married, because if you are inside, you'll understand that there's nothing. You can cook whatever. If your husband wants to do something, he will do it.
Yeah.
You can do monkey styles in bed. You can cook chicken sauce in a what. If he wants to go, he'll go.
So those are facts. Those are statements that are true on their own. There's no debating that. She's actually telling the truth. When you are married, you have to recognize the freedom that somebody has because of their status as a God-created human made free. A person who's able to disobey God, and God is able to allow people to choose their own life. When you're married to somebody, you don't become God in their life. You don't get to see them at all times. You don't get to be accounted to at all times about where they are. You don't look to be upset about things that you don't know and dig around. You try to find a place where you're walking and you're neither falling to the left or the right. It's a narrow path where you're just allowing life to be life. So no arguments here. These are facts. This is true. But I'm just still saying her earlier statement needs some meat. This meat here is meat enough, but it's not meating enough for why exactly? What is your thought process? How do you allow a man to cheat and then things just carry on?
So don't stop living because you are shielding this thing. And that's another thing. Women, we shield a lot. We're not honest. We're not honest with our expectations or what we really believe in. Guys, I sleep at night because I speak my mind, I speak my heart.
Some people have it made some people actually don't know their expectations. Do you know that? Some people, once again, they go back to thinking how marriage should be. The system has conditioned them that this is what you must accept, this is what you mustn't accept.
Yes.
But they're not diagnosing their issues within their marriage and then fixing them.
Yes.
Because somebody once said that until you're married, you won't know who you are. Because every day you discover, how
Yes.
how
Did I just forgive this?
How did I just forgive this? You know?
Yeah.
And that's the end of the video with another interesting input from Lungelo KM. Marriage does indeed contain you in a room of four walls with another person who's got a mirror showing you who you are and you can't escape. A person you're married to will know you like your parents, but you don't get to have as much sympathy with them as your parents did. So in a marriage, as soon as your character gets exposed, the other person is so sensitive to it and they pick it up and they tell you that, yo, you vibe like this, you operate like this, you ain't well here, you're problematic over there. But let me just wrap this up this way. I myself have made mistakes. I've cheated and I've been forgiven. I am not trying to blast Promise Makunyane. I'm not trying to tear her down. She's a strong woman and I'm not gonna drag her for not giving us the full justification, the full scoop of what she's saying. I'm not gonna downplay or trivialize what she has shared. You know, all of us here are content creators and we're all choosing to what levels we are going to be honest about our lives. And if she has shared a little bit and it's something that people find worthwhile, and they are able to understand it, given that they may also be married. And so what she's saying can seriously make sense. You heard Lungelo at the beginning of the question said, when people have to calculate how much they've put into the relationship, is, you know, extramarital affairs or extramarital sex something that you would allow to destroy your relationship? So me with my honest input and my finalization to smooth this off and rub this off. I understand you, my sister. I understand you. I've been forgiven myself and I'm not a serial cheater. I'm not. And I appreciate the forgiveness that women like you are able to give. So as I wrap up this video, if it sounded like perhaps I'm pulling you down, let me give you some flowers as I wrap up, because I'm somebody who has been given grace and love and forgiveness just like you've given to your husband. And I hope that your husband is somebody who is wise and sensible. You've said that he's a man who is older. So let's hope that in his old age, he's sort of lived life and he's now ready to chill out. If he's made his mistakes and those mistakes have been forgiven, if that is your actual testimony, if it's something that you've done in the past and perhaps you're done giving additional chances, maybe it's secret to you and you know it, that if your man does it one more time, you're gone and you haven't revealed that, and we're busy judging you, trying to find out if you're crazy or not. You know what you know. Let me know in the comments if you are a woman who is willing to stick around with a man after he has cheated like we have. I'll see you next time in the next video.